So, I mean, you mentioned earlier, and you've been talking about the types of experiences you might have. Like, what what are those? What is the sort of experience? Like, in the very best case scenario, like, what's the sort of experience or connection one might make through these practices?
Okay, I'll give a couple real mundane ones because I want to be real conservative with what I
Sure,
say.
yeah.
Because you can have real, people throw around the word epiphany and revelation really casually, but I think it is possible to have that happen when you have a true religious experience, and you
Right.
can be given kind of those moments of wisdom. But in the long run, it's going to be oftentimes a lot of mundane things that happen that are going to confirm for you whether or not something is real or something isn't. And those are going to be some of the more powerful experiences you have when it's just physically, mundane. So I had a friend of mine who wanted to maybe start trying to think about Satanism. So he said, what should I do? What can I be? What can I do to perhaps have an experience to open my mind? And I'm going to preface this with saying, if you're a non-believer, if you're somebody who doesn't believe in any of this stuff, this is all going to be laughably, comical, and that's fine. Laugh at it, have fun with it. That's fine. It was somebody else's experience and it meant something to them. So I told him, just lay in bed when it's quiet. If you don't meditate, if that's not part of your practice already, lay in bed when you're going to sleep, the house is quiet, it's just you and the universe together, and ask him for a fucking experience. Ask him for an experience. Ask him, to give you something to let you know. And he did that, and he ended up having like one side of his bed jump up about a foot. It literally came up off the floor, slammed down, scared him half to death. So there's paranormal stuff like that. And then there are experiences like I've had I've had a rough go of it in life in certain times. And at one point I was feeling really down. And I was also questioning my belief. It's something I do all the time. I have a lot of faith. I am so rock solid in my belief now that I probably couldn't be dissuaded from it, regardless of any evidence you found me. I'm that guy now at this point. But back then I was really struggling, and I said, I just need to feel experience. I need to feel what it means to be in your presence, to have you with me. And I literally just became, at the top of my head, a real small little tingling feeling that then soon became a full body kind of like buzzing. And then what sealed it for me that this was a legitimate, I'm just not doing this to myself kind of experience, is it got so powerful that it became uncomfortable for me. That I became like, honestly like, oh crap, what's going on? Because it became that powerful of an experience. And once it got past my comfort level where I began to almost panic, I said, oh, okay, I don't think I probably could have done that to myself. And this is all things that happen outside of the ritual chamber, because people talk about evocation and having manifestations of things in ritual. And sure, that happens a lot. I think a lot of the time, more so, ritual work happens, after the fact, and you're not going to look for candle smoke to be, proving to you that it worked. If you're doing real ritual work, it's going to manifest in way different ways than that. But these are things that happen when you're not necessarily trying to make them happen, but you're looking for them. And those are the kind of things that can happen. And I've never told this story before publicly. I guess I will today, because you're asking for them. And again, this is
getting the scoop.
This is something that if you're not a believer, you would laugh at this and be a skeptic, and that's fine. I have to look at it a certain way because it was the deal that I freaking made. So here we go. I got married many years ago. I think it was 10 or 11 years ago now. And as part of our gifts that we got for our wedding, we ended up buying a pool table. And it was a small one. We didn't have a huge basement, but we could handle one of the like Walmart pool tables, So that's what we did. We got a pool table from Walmart, and we were not planning things out right. So, we were excited and wanted to get it. So I didn't have a truck. but my brother had access to one. So I'd set it up for him to come and help us, but we got impatient. And a buddy of mine had this like really wide Oldsmobile car, and the trunk was just massive. And I was like, maybe we could fit this little mini sized pool table in his trunk, like sticking out the back. And we'll just, I live like a block away from Walmart. So it's like, we'll just make it happen because we wanted to get this thing, you know? So I call my buddy and I have him measure his trunk. I have the measurements from the website. And I should also say, this is not a friend that you call up for this kind of question and be able to trust the answer that he gives you. So I'm asking him, measure your trunk and let me know if this dimension will fit. And he's like, oh yeah, we're good. Like we have a 2 inches on either side. And I'm like, okay, great. We'll come over here and we'll go get this pool table. So we pack up and we go and we get the pool table. So they bring it out on one of the floor dollies, the hand jack ones, and they carry it out to, they wheel it out to the car, and then the employees just leave. They just walk back into the store. So it's just us and this thing sitting there.
They knew.
Yeah, they 100% knew. So they pop the trunk open. We pick it up. We're trying to get it in there. Of course, it doesn't fit. So now I'm sitting here, no way of getting this thing home. They've already washed their hands of it. And I'm going, this is not going to be good. So then it was, okay, well, maybe it's the box and the padding and the packaging and everything that is giving us too much. So we open it up. Now if the freaking box is open, now there's no going back. Try to slide just the pool table in there, no go. It's like it wants to fit, but there's no way it's going to fit. So we're back on the jack now, and I like it's literally the worst experience that you could have. It's starting to rain now. It's like, it's not like a real rain, but sprinkling. And my buddy is like, well, I'll go get some ratchets and we'll ratchet this thing to the roof of the car, and then we'll try to make it home. And he leaves me out there to watch the busted open pool table in the parking lot. And I'm smoking a cigarette, and literally a tour bus pulls up. It's like a tourist bus of Australian school kids coming out. So now I've got like an audience of people sitting here laughing at me in the rain as I'm trying to get this pool table in there. And it's so against like my faith, my spirituality to like pray to Satan to save me from the situation. But I'm looking out in this parking lot, and I live in Missouri. So it's like there are always trucks everywhere. And this night, there's not a truck to be found in this parking lot that I can like try to flag somebody down and just say, hey, I live a block away, help me out. Just not going to happen. So I'm scanning through this parking lot, and there's nothing. There's literally one white truck that I can see off in the distance there. And it's literally the only truck I can see. All the rest of them are like hatchbacks and SUVs and all this stuff. So I literally, I sat there and I was like, all right, Satan, this is the deal. All right. I know I put myself in this situation and I'm supposed to be able to get myself out. I get it. That's what it's about. But if you can help me out here, if you can not only make this possible, but make it easy, if you can make this resolve itself easy as pie, I will know that you helped me, and I will forever not forget that. I will look at that as solid proof that you came and you helped me. So I also, as part of satanic faith, you have to do it yourself. You have to put the work in. If you ask for something, that you don't just wash your hands of it. You have to put the work in. So immediately once I made that request, I started looking for an outlet to at least do my part. So a couple of people came out, and they like completely like, they could see what was going on and gave me that blank wall, like I'm not even going to look in this guy's direction. I'm just going to walk in this, So I'm doing that for a couple minutes, and a dad and his kid comes out, and the kid just goes, oh, Dad, a pool table. And I look at him and I go, oh yeah, a pool table. I was like, you guys don't happen to drive a truck, do you? And the guy's shoulders just dropped, and he goes, yeah, we drive a truck. And I swear they walked right over to that one white truck that was in that parking lot, came back around, My buddy came out after buying the ratchets for no reason. We packed that pool table up in their truck, followed them to my house, and then they refused to let us carry it down to my basement on our own, and helped us to where we had it down there in 30 seconds flat. It was easy peasy. And we had it together and we're playing pool within an hour. And that's probably, like I said, for somebody who's a skeptic, you're rolling your eyes and that's fine. But from the way I approached it and the way that it happened, that is an experience I've had that I can't go back on.
Satan works in mysterious ways.
Exactly. There you go. And once again, I've had serious moments in ritual that I could share, but that's a mundane experience that I think everybody could kind of, relate to. That was just an everyday part of what happened to me as being a Satanist.
Yeah, I'm pretty weak strong. The devil's son-in-law.